Scott Gray is here on the Blaze Radio Network.
You know who else is here? And it's kind of weird because it's Thursday and everybody knows.
Oh, no.
Jeffy joins us on Wednesday and Friday.
Right.
Today's third. Did you forget? Did it feel like a Friday to you? What was the deal?
I have some other obligations in the building today.
Did you really?
And I just figured, I'm up.
You just
I
come
might as well
early.
come on in.
Okay. All right.
I mean,
So it has nothing to do with you being my bitch. It has nothing to do with that?
Oh, no.
And I challenged you. Jokingly, I said, let's test it. You come in tomorrow because I think the deal was we got a bunch of...
Do you think this?
Yeah.
Is this what you think?
Here's what I think the deal was.
Okay.
Keith mentioned that we got a big package from somebody.
Yeah.
And we were going to go over it because I think there's stuff for all of us. Mm-hmm. And so we're going to go over it Friday. And I said, unless you want to come in tomorrow.
Yeah. Because
And
Friday
then, of
we have the
course-
conspiracy show. It's going to be awkward
Right.
opening up a box of goodies in front of our guests. Why don't you come in Thursday?
Yeah. And he did. I said, don't feel obligated. You don't have to.
Fortunately, I had other obligations in the
Did
building
ya?
today.
Like what, for instance?
well,
No.
No, I'm curious.
Yeah, I am too.
What's
what
going
other
on?
shows are you being featured on
well,
today?
first of all, the obligations aren't necessarily shows, but I have a show that
okay.
I produce on the side that I have to take care of, and.
Yeah. Okay. And you usually do that from home. But okay.
Don't bog me down with facts.
All right.
And then it's Pass a Dish Thanksgiving dinner day here at the studios. So
What is it? I didn't know about
it's
Pass
free-
a Dish.
there's-
Oh yes, I did. I did see that email.
And
I did.
gosh,
I ignored
darn
it because I can't eat any of it.
I forgot to bring my dish.
Me too.
You forgot to bring your dish.
So I'm gonna.
I made a big,
I'm gonna feel
beautiful.
bad when I go over and get all the food.
I made a beautiful green bean casserole for us today. 'Cause
And there's-
nobody likes green bean casserole more than me. No one. Okay, so I brought enough for the whole building.
That's so nice of you.
Yeah, I thought
That's
so.
so nice
I
of
thought
you.
so. It's my speciality. Yeah, so that's the one I always handle. Jackie will do the rolls, the gravy, the mashed potatoes, the turkey.
Take care of the casserole.
But I do the green bean casserole. 'Cause
You like the little French onions on the top?
Of
It's
course I do.
special.
Of
I mean,
course
it's got
I
to
do.
be.
Yeah.
It's got to be charred just right.
It's got to be in a nasty kind of cream sauce. I can't even talk about a green bean
Thanksgiving
casserole.
is
Really?
a
I actually like
it's
it.
gross.
week from today.
It is a week
Yeah.
from today. It's the second earliest Thanksgiving can occur.
I love that. Longer Christmas season.
Yeah, I do too. That's great. The earliest Christmas can be is the 22nd, and it's next
Thanksgiving.
week's the 20. Yeah, did I say?
You said Christmas.
Oh,
but
I did.
Thanksgiving.
Okay,
Yeah, yeah.
and Christmas can't be on the 22nd.
I was going to say, I don't think usually that's not the case.
That's not the case as a rule. The earliest Thanksgiving can occur is the 22nd, and next week's the 23rd. So it's a long Christmas season this year. I hate it when it's on the 28th, and
Get
you're
robbed, man.
scrambling around to get everything in.
Are you?
Yeah.
Are you?
Yeah, you are.
Yeah.
Well, welcome. Good
Well,
to
thank
have you
you.
here.
Thank you.
We also have, I don't know if you can get a shot of the, this is for tomorrow.
What is that?
Yeah, okay. So tomorrow,
A
we're gonna
piano?
unveil.
A piano.
A big old-
yeah, it's
A grand
Hammond
piano.
B3 organ.
It is actually the stand where Jeffy stood during Patton Stew.
That's an archive.
Yeah,
That
is.
is. That is. An archive.
We literally had to dust that off yesterday and bring it in here.
It was only used one other time for something. I don't remember what it was, but I just remember getting barraged with text messages and
About this thing?
tweets. Yeah, saying they're using your stand. They're using your stand, and I'm like, it's not my stand. But apparently it is.
So somebody was upset that they were using
yes.
your stand.
So apparently it is, though.
Okay.
And it's just been after that. It was put in the back and collecting dust.
It's the Jeffy stand, though.
Yeah.
I mean,
That's
it
it.
is, to me, it's your stand.
Thank you.
I don't know if you can take it home at the end of your employment
Probably
here, but
not.
probably not.
I don't know that the wife would be happy about that, actually. But
When you put that stupid thing. That's great. All right. So, man, we had a lot to get to today. We might have a record-breaking number of clips, audio clips, video clips. For instance, Joe Biden getting together with Xi Jinping again. Now they've
makes
spent,
you proud.
It does. And they spent so much time together from the Tibetan Plateau to,
Oh,
17,000 miles plus around this great planet of ours. Oh. And it's because, here we go.
Oh,
There's the meeting of the two. It's warm, it's friendly. Look at that.
A couple of dictators.
Okay, I'm gonna...
Joe's thinking, don't trip, don't trip. Don't
Yeah.
For
there
sure.
were a couple of scenes yesterday where he was walking, or they were walking together, and man, it was... He was working hard.
Yeah. Well, I think he really has to concentrate so he doesn't fall.
Look at that. I mean, he's...
Everybody.
So, then they're inside, and the Americans are waiting at the table for the Chinese delegation to come over. And I don't know what this is, what he's doing, but whoever's in charge, it's got to be the highest paid person on the staff. Whoever's in charge of the microphone when Joe Biden's sitting at it, because they cut his microphone because they realize he is about to say something. It's going to be an international incident. Joe, can you play clip 2, please? And just watch this.
Here they come.
There they come.
What is he doing?
I don't know. Was that a fake jog while he's sitting?
Yeah, really? Right.
Is that what that was?
The fate fight. Is the press coming in or something?
Yeah, I think it was.
Is it the
Yes,
press?
the press was
it
coming
was
in.
the press?
So here they go.
Oh,
and
my
so he's
gosh.
fighting the press.
Okay. I read it as the Chinese delegation was coming in.
They couldn't be any friendlier to this incompetent buffoon.
I know.
And he still complains about him.
We're positive that was the press that was coming in, huh?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah, because then they shuffle him off. Right?
Yes, because
they come in for a little while and not very long.
Yeah, and then they get him out.
Then
Yeah,
they shuffle
that's
him out.
actually-
And then
Let
if you
him take
played
some pictures.
35, this is what happened before the press came in.
Okay.
Cut
Yeah,
35.
35.
All right.
That look on his face.
Thanks, guys. Thanks, press. Thanks, guys.
Oh my gosh. That is the most annoying voice. That lady that's in charge.
Thank you so much. Everyone's got to head out. Everyone's got to head out.
Everyone's going to head out. Everyone's going to head out.
Pick it up, heading out that way, guys. Pick it up, heading out that way. Pick it up and heading out this way. Thank you so much. Everyone's heading out this way. This way.
Heading out.
Take the
Everyone's
interpreter
moving out.
earpiece out because you don't care what they have to say. You've already got your money.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, I mean,
From who? Who did he get his money from?
Yeah, what are you alleging, sir?
Alleging the Chinese paid him money in some,
Oh my
some form or
word. That's a
fashion?
president of the United States.
don't
Wow.
know. I don't know.
At
that
least
for a
some
fact.
respect for the office.
Thank
I
you.
apologize.
You know what
I
I
don't
mean.
know that for a fact.
Okay.
Okay.
All right. That's better. That's better.
Know your place.
Although you shouldn't even speculate about that, frankly.
Oh,
So Joe almost told the Xi story again.
We almost got it. Yeah.
Well, Mr. President, it's good to see you again. We spent many hours together over the last
Here we go.
10 or 12 years.
look at his
To
notes.
host you in the United States is a great honor
Anyway.
and a pleasure, particularly as it relates to our summit today.
We almost got it.
We almost got to the Tibetan Plateau
Pull
and the
us-
17,000 miles.
Right. Can you pull the sound down and play clip 3 again, Joe? And just watch Anthony Blinken this whole time, who is, of course, in charge of keeping Joe in line. He looks terrified. Play it. Play it. He's just like, oh my gosh. Oh no. Don't you dare. Don't do
Look
that
at him.
story again.
It's like he's
oh no.
wondering, okay, do I need to jump in here?
Right.
yeah.
Do I need to grab the mic?
My goodness. Because
He's concerned.
He literally
definitely
cannot
is
take his
concerned.
eye off of him. Somebody put him in charge of Joe duty yesterday.
That's a bad place to have to be.
Mm-hmm.
Wow. That's a no-win situation.
That sure is.
He also talked about U.S. and China cooperation.
We also have a responsibility to our people and the work in the world to work together when we see it in our interest to do so.
What? And the work in the world and the torture.
It's not even fun.
That was kind of a twofer clip. That was like, look how incoherent he is
Yeah.
by default. And it's also, I was thinking, what are our common interests with China? How many of those do we have?
Yeah.
I don't know
Not
that
a lot.
you want to
Well, we
have
have a lot, right? I mean, he had a big dinner, Xi, had a big dinner with his old friends from Iowa last night. He invited all his old friends from Iowa because he had come to the United States back in the 80s when he was just a low-level dictator. I mean, he was just some province head or something. And he made some friends in Iowa because he came over to find out about agriculture and everything. So he invited all those people to this big dinner last night, and they were all there. And the one guy was bad-mouthing, saying how bad China had become and how Xi Jinping had become more of a dictator than he had anticipated. But hey, we're still going to wheel and deal with them and take all their money and talk to them about agriculture and trade. But man, he became more of a dictator than I thought he would.
Good stuff.
Yeah, it's just unbelievable, actually.
We're
still going to
follow your principles and your values.
Absolutely.
It's great. It's really great. All right, let me take a minute to tell you about Preborn. Just met with the head of Preborn yesterday. These are fantastic people. I mean, they are truly doing God's work. And we're fighting a spiritual battle right now to protect the most innocent among us, babies in the womb. Preborn stands on the front lines of this battle, and their network of clinics are positioned in the highest abortion areas, right next to Planned Parenthood abortion mills a lot of times. And that, of course, is where evil takes place every day, and they're trying to combat that. Preborn offers God's love and life to protect hurting women and their precious preborn babies. And it doesn't stop when the baby is born either. In fact, they increase the chances that the baby will be born. They double the chances through these ultrasounds. And then afterwards, they help the mother. They help the mother and the baby by providing, formula, baby formula, clothes, baby clothes, all kinds of things that you need to keep your baby healthy and happy. And they're there for them that whole time. Awesome. So they've got that support. They're great people. This is great work. And anything you could afford would be really greatly appreciated. If you can, donate $28. That'll buy one woman, one ultrasound. $144 buys 5 ultrasounds. If you could do 500 or 5,000, that would be great. But whatever you can do to donate securely, dial pound 250, say the keyword baby. That's pound 250, keyword baby, or preborn.com/Pat. That's preborn.com/Pat.
Beware. Pat Gray is unleashed.
Can we play that last clip one more time? I want to hear the brilliance that was spilling out of his face, because that was powerful stuff. Listen to this.
We also have a responsibility to our people and the work in the world to work together when we see it in our interest to do so.
What is that? What did he just say?
I don't know, but can you imagine? I feel really badly for the interpreters. If you're the Chinese counterpart and you're trying to make something coherent come out of Biden's mouth, translate it and give it to Xi, it's like, I don't know.
I mean, we mock other languages as gibberish. What he is speaking is gibberish most of the time. In the working world. What?
What? Common interest.
What's funny from Keith, he thinks it's actually being translated. Do you think Xi wants to know whatever he's saying?
No, he probably doesn't.
No, he doesn't care.
Probably doesn't. Representative Michael Guest had a question for DHS Secretary Mayorkas. Is this in one? Do we have another
we had a big,
hearing going on?
Yeah, big day in D.C., a lot of hearings. I hate that they schedule them all at the same days, man.
Yeah.
But, Mayorkas.
Any more fights or anything?
No. But several Pat heads were telling me yesterday on Twitter that Mark Wayne Mullins, the senator from Oklahoma, that he was a, an MMA fighter or something?
Yeah, he was.
And he's 5-0 all time?
Well, he was ready to actually go down. I knew it.
Oh.
That'd be awesome.
Yeah, mixed martial arts with a professional record of 5-0. So when he stood up, that
would have been great.
That would have been awesome. Even better than.
But the Union guy wasn't backing down. He was getting up too, so he was going to go for it.
He was going to go down, though. He was going to go down, which would have been fun to see. All right, here's a guest with the question for Mayorkas.
And so my question to you, if Secretary Johnson said 1,000 immigrants a day when he was in the position that you sent, if that was a bad day, and that 4,000 a day was a crisis, what is a bad day for you, Secretary Mayorkas? Because we see now that the numbers have exploded. They're no longer 1,000 a day. They're not even 4,000 a day when this article was written. They're over 11,000 a day. And so in the last 20 seconds, what number to you represents a bad day when we see the number of apprehensions increase dramatically? So I'll give you the remainder of my time to answer the question, and I'll yield back.
Vice Chairman Guest, we do not minimize the significance of the challenge at the southwest border, and we are intensely focused on it.
Oh my gosh!
Is there a number?
Minimize?
Would you like to give a number?
There's a number.
Please.
I asked for a number. That was my question. What number to you represents a bad day? And are you refusing to answer the question?
Vice Chairman Guest, as I said, we do not minimize the significance of the challenge at the southwest border.
That wasn't my question,
you do.
Mr. Mayorkas.
A number.
I asked a simple question. Give me a number. And you're filibustering, and you're refusing to answer the question. What is that number?
I have answered your question.
No, you haven't, Mr. Mayorkas. You've not answered the question.
God, this guy. Oh my gosh.
Unbelievable.
And he doesn't minimize it.
The border is secure.
But that's not minimizing the problem.
No, at all.
Telling you it's secure when 10 million people have crossed the border illegally since Biden took over. 10 million. It's not the 6 million we were saying for a while. They've revised that to 10.
Yeah, and
10 million people.
And he was quoting Jay Johnson, Obama's Homeland Secretary, who said, it's a bad day when it was, what was it? What was the number? Like 1,000, 4,000 a crisis, and we're at 10,000. And what is that? Okay, what is this back here in the background? Are we remodeling? What's on the wall back there? It looks like paint splatter or something.
It's a shadow.
It's a shadow. What's in a shadow?
That's a shadow?
The shadow of a flag?
I've
never seen a shadow of a flag like that in a
there was some
hearing.
There was some sort of AC leak or something.
It's gotta be. It really looks like the paint is just pouring down. We're a third world country, aren't we? We're already there. We're already there.
Plus, I got to say, we are spending an awful lot of our tax dollars on charts every time we have these meetings. Every time I turn around, they've all got these giant boards behind them with facts.
There's got to be
charts.
a Kinko's or something inside, making a killing inside the Capitol.
Pathetic, though. This guy should be impeached. And they had the opportunity. MTG gave them the opportunity. They turned it down.
Yeah, they don't do it.
They're not going to do it. So, I mean, he's awful. He's terrible. He won't give them numbers. He says he answers questions when he didn't answer questions. He never comes to the table with
information. With specific information, ever.
And then he always says, I'd be pleased to give you that information. And never does.
Well, that we know of.
Right, well.
How many times do you think he got his butt kicked in school? Mayorkas.
Wasn't enough, I'll tell you that. Not enough times. Meanwhile, Michael McCall and Dan Goldman had a little round with Mayorkas as well.
I think it's incredibly dangerous to accuse Secretary Mayorkas of aiding and abetting crimes. As you well know, you need to have the intent to do that. And it is clear that whether you disagree or not with Secretary Mayorkas's approach to dealing with the border, that to accuse him of aiding and abetting crime is very serious and is, I think, unwarranted in this situation.
Oh, shut up.
Well, gentleman yield?
Yes.
Who cares what you think?
Look, I live in a border state, you don't. And I've dealt with this issue for 25 years. I've never seen it this bad. It's his dereliction of duty that has created this problem in the United States. 7 million people. How are we going to deal with that?
10.
No legal status, human trafficking, fentanyls. Look, we will disagree on this one, but I have to say that the change of policy has created this problem, and he knows better.
Yep.
You're darn right he does.
Yep. It's buffoons. It's
frustrating, man.
It's so frustrating. FBI Director Christopher Wray.
Oh, here we go.
Was asked about the terror watch list. Here's another winner. Yeah, we got so many of them.
Are there people that you are still searching for that we don't know where they are?
Nice chart.
In the United States. Of the known apprehensions.
Oh, boy.
KSTs, known or suspected terror people.
Looking for a way out.
Match list to the terror watch list.
Well,
are you still searching for people in the United States that we know match the terror watch list?
Hello?
I'm not sure I can answer that here because it's a constantly moving target. Yes.
Are there people that match the terror watch list that were apprehended by CBP that the FBI and other agencies are searching for in the United States?
Yes.
There are certainly individuals who are the subject of terrorism investigations that we are searching for.
Are there
Whether or not they're people, to me, I guess the distinction I'm drawing is, well, there's obviously a lot of focus on the watch list itself. One of the things that, and I've tried to be clear in my testimony here this morning, one of the areas that we are of concern is individuals who, once here, information later comes in.
Are there people that you don't? Are there people you don't know where they are that the FBI is searking for today?
Yes.
Yes or no? Yes.
Yes.
Wow.
Yes,
Oh,
finally
there
got
you
it.
go.
Finally got it. You got a straight answer to a straight question. How about that?
No doubt.
That's hard to believe. Wow.
It only took a minute and a half.
Yeah.
But
you got there. You got there. The answer is yes. Yes, there's a lot of people that we haven't caught that we suspect of terrorism. Yes. Mm-hmm. So that makes you feel good and warm and
It does.
fuzzy all over, doesn't it?
Well, they're looking.
Jeez. So Mark Green, Chairman Mark Green, also asked the FBI director about the terror watch list.
Those individuals that watch list that we talk about, why do you think in 4 years before this there were only 11 and suddenly there are 294 in the past few years?
What happened there?
Why do you think that's so?
I can't really speak to that issue. It's not in my lane. I can tell you the threats that come from the other side of the border are very much consuming all 56 of our field offices, not just in the border states. That's why I made the point.
Sure, I agree. If I heard you correctly, what you just said is not every state in the country is a border state now. Is that what you just said?
Well, I didn't.
I mean, the threats
put it
to every
quite that
state.
way, but the threats that come from the other side of the border are affecting every state.
Absolutely, 100%.
Huh. Mm-hmm. Yeah, we know.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Yeah, we know. It's pretty evident that that's the case. So somebody's not doing their job. Okay, that's what it boils down to here.
Sitting to Ray's right is Mayorkas.
Right.
Yeah, the two of them.
I wonder if he has anything to do with that.
With the border?
Yeah.
Well, yeah, he's
the border. The border is secure.
Oh, there you go. There you go.
And he's the one who secured it, of course. There's not a problem there. So, but he doesn't. Don't get me wrong. He does not minimize the problem at the border.
Yeah, right.
He doesn't. Okay. And again, nothing's going to come from these hearings. You know, they're just They're show and tell. And yesterday, the Senate passed that stopgap measure, 87-11. So the government won't be shutting down.
Good.
What a bullet dodged again.
Right?
Phew. Man, what if we did without them for a few hours?
You know what we need to do?
We couldn't.
We should probably change up our Speaker of the House because then he'll stop stuff from like this from happening.
Right? That's right. Then we could get a budget rather than continuing resolutions to keep government flowing.
Boy, Chip Roy not happy yesterday.
Wasn't he?
Really?
How come?
Why? The whole deal had happened.
No,
We're not closing it down.
Yeah, he's really
I can't imagine
not pleased with what this Congress is doing.
Well, what did Chip have to say?
One thing. I want my Republican colleagues to give me one thing, one, that I can go campaign on and say we did. One. Anybody sitting in the complex, if you want to come down to the floor and come explain to me one material, meaningful, significant thing the Republican majority has done besides, well, I guess it's not as bad as the Democrats.
Mm-hmm.
That's your answer.
Yep.
That's all you got.
That's really good. That's really good. He's as frustrated with his own party as we are with his party. It's sad. It's sad that it has to be that way, though, isn't it? I mean, we can't count on anybody in this government. You know what we need? Again, this is going to continue until we get term limits. Okay? Get in there, get something done, because you only have a short amount of time. We're not going to let you just sit there with your thumb up your rectum. You're going to have to do something in the 12 years that you're allowed to spend. Okay? You can have 2 terms as a senator. You can have 6 terms as a congressman. Okay, 12 years, and then you're gone. That's it. That's what I think it should be.
And meanwhile, while the GOP is running around in circles, chasing their tail, the Biden administration continues. I mean, these Marxists do not stop. They don't even have to catch their breath. They just keep on plowing
Keep going.
ahead.
I know. It's actually it's frightening. Another thing that would work, that would help, and we've talked about it before, is get them out of Washington, D.C.
Yeah, put them back in their districts.
Yeah.
That's where you legislate from, is your own home base.
But we have to figure out a way for people to talk in
to
different
each other.
cities.
Yeah, that's so complicated now. I don't know
if we
had
once
technology.
we figure that out.
What if there was something like an internet?
I don't know. You guys ever?
Like a worldwide web that can, just connected people.
Again, when we get there, that's what
we'll do.
You know what? Don't get us started on the internet, because yesterday the Biden administration took it over with their DEI executive order. Here's a fun line from it. Listen to this.
The equity, right?
Yep, this is the equity.
Yeah.
When designing, developing, acquiring, and using artificial intelligence and automated systems in the federal government, agencies shall do so consistent with applicable law in a manner that advances equity. And then it basically, ISPs are now going to be regulated by the government. Just snap of the fingers. We've got, they're going to control the speeds. They're going to control the network infrastructure. It's going to be this arbitrary, whatever DEI says goes in controlling your internet access. This is terrifying, man.
Sure is. And there's more. Brenda Mallory, the chair of Biden's Council on Environmental Equality, had this to say yesterday.
For the first time, the federal government has committed that 40% of the overall benefits of certain investments will flow to disadvantaged communities that are marginalized, have suffered from underinvestment, and are overburdened by pollution. That's what President Biden calls the Justice 40 initiative. From clean energy and clean transit to affordable and sustainable housing to resilience and restoration, we're embedding environmental justice principles into the DNA of federal agencies and directing billions of dollars to where they are needed most.
Okay, she's just stunk up the room. And there's got to be a way.
What, you don't like to embed equity into the fabric of the DNA?
It smells to high heaven to me right now. And there is something you could do about that.
Fire something up.
Yeah. You need to fire this little unit up, man. It's so easy. If I can do this, a 2-year-old can do this. You just pop up the plug-in, plug it into the wall, and turn it on. Then you're done. And you're done. And it starts sending out O3 molecules and get rid of any odor in your home. It's so fantastic. It's called the Eden Pure Thunderstorm. We got a great deal for you right now. You can save $200 off the price of 3 of them. So you get the 3 for under $200.
Pretty sweet.
Awesome. EdenPureDeals.com. That's where you go.
When somebody stinks up the room.
Yeah. You can do something about
what's her face there who's in charge of what now? What's her title? She
is the chair of Biden's Council on Environmental Quality.
Yeah, which is good for her. Good for her. When she comes in and stinks up the room.
You just turn this bad boy on. Absolutely.
They need this all over Washington, D.C.
They do.
Like every corner, man.
No question. Okay, so go to EdenPureDeals.com. Enter the discount code PAT. That's EdenPureDeals.com. Discount code PAT. And shipping is free. All right, so we still have the pro-Hamas base of the Democrat Party.
Yeah.
Headed to party headquarters last night. They tried to get inside.
Yeah, is this like an insurrection? I mean...
Yeah, check this out. No. No.
This chick is so annoying.
And peace and equality, and we're saying that we want them to live up to their values and oppose this horrific war and call for a ceasefire now. And they're being responded to by the police shoving anti-war activists down the stairs.
Again, my challenge to you, Putin, learn one thing about this situation. Learn one thing about it. One.
Would rather beat up protesters.
Hold on. One second.
We'll have to come back to this because it gets a little ugly. The demonstration in D.C. got a little violent last night. Isn't that wonderful? More Pat Gray Unleashed coming up.
Pat Gray Unleashed.
And welcome to it. Some tweets here. B.S. Mariani tweets, Jeffy got a promotion. He moved up from Pat's trained monkey to his bitch. LOL. Congrats, Jeffy.
Isn't that funny?
Isn't that funny?
Isn't that funny?
It's not funny. It's not supposed to be funny. It's just true.
Just
They're just
accurate,
speaking truth.
It's true.
Yeah,
To
that's all.
quote Gavin Newsom, it's true because it's
it's true. Yes. Howard Newton. I think Jeffy should be on the show every day. Isn't that nice? Isn't that sweet?
I gotta say, I'm not necessarily opposed to that, but I may have to start charging for the podcast then.
Oh, snap.
wow,
Everything
that
in
would-
life
yeah.
is a trade-off. You
Right?
know it?
Correct.
Exactly.
I just can't zip in here for free.
From Gamma Ray Barf Burger, double the Jeffy, quadruple the fun. Is that a fat joke?
I think it
is
is.
that what that is?
I think it is.
I'm
we
sensing
don't
that.
tolerate
I feel
that
like
on
it
this
is.
show. So, the deplorable Mr. Jackwagon. Really, Pat? Green bean casserole? You didn't make your famous kale recipe? Oh, yeah, I could throw that in too. I could actually. I'm sure everyone will be so disappointed.
Yeah.
Patriot Beagles 2. Can you imagine what the interpreter is actually telling Xi as Joey speaks?
I was wondering.
That would be a great montage.
I was wondering that. I wonder if she's like, whatever you say, don't make me laugh.
That'd be if Saturday Night Live would be a good bit.
Yeah, it would. Yes, it would, if they would ever make fun of Joe Biden. Nancy's vodka-soaked dentures. Keith said Joe Duty.
Oh, yeah. Blinken's got Joe Duty.
Joe Duty. See, he said duty.
He's in charge of him there at the thing.
Hee-haw the Viking. Blinken looked like he was about to cry. What we don't get from these clips is the horrific smell coming from Joe's Huggies.
Oh, that's possible. Maybe that's why he was
Blinken
starting
is a
to cry.
hero.
Yeah. That's true. Remember, he was there on the airplane in the Israel flight, standing behind Joe.
Oh,
there,
yeah.
Too, with,
Oh, my gosh.
With the same face.
He
with the
is
same face.
in charge of him.
When
his handler.
when Jill's not there.
Yeah.
Wow.
You want to be Secretary of State? Yeah, you got to handle him too.
Gosh, when Joe gets all close and creepy with everybody, I just wonder. I mean, that's just got to smell like a nursing home hallway when he's leaning in on you like that. Ugh.
Not
a joke. Gross.
Not a joke.
Not a joke.
All right, let's go back to our DNC headquarters last night and the video of what was happening there. Take a look at this. Just the last 15 seconds or so of.
Hold on. Can we continue? One second.
There we go.
Peaceful.
Yeah, just
They
peace lovers.
wouldn't
All
be
they
there.
want. All they want is a ceasefire.
Ceasefire.
That's all they want.
And then I won't act like a rabid animal.
All we are saying is give peace a chance. Again, that's what Hamas is all about. They're all about peace. Piece of somebody over there, another piece over there. Oh, there's another piece of someone right there.
A lot of peace.
Yeah, a lot of peace. They're all about peace. Yeah, they are. It's great. Hamas, they're fantastic.
I was actually surprised that the police and law enforcement were able to make so many apprehensions, in front of the DNC headquarters, since this occurred at night. Last time something occurred there at night, they didn't have any kind of. We don't know what's going on with the bomb being planted. We couldn't find who it was at all. It's hard to do this at night, y'all.
How would you tell at night? You
can't.
You
dark.
can't. It's dark. The sun's not up, so you can't see anything.
Oh,
you can't.
Wait, is somebody whispering in my ear that there's some newfangled sort of technology called light?
Really?
Yeah, like a light bulb that's actually powered by electricity that maybe you could turn something like that on.
6 officers
or a flashlight? What is
injured
that?
by these peaceniks.
Yeah. Oh my gosh. Really? I can't take it. It's really.
I mean, it would be interesting if they would actually find out about the actual.
Yeah, find out one thing. Just learn one thing about the Israeli-Palestinian conflict. Like, here's one. Palestine has never been a state. Never. It never has been, probably never will be. So you might want to learn that to start with. You should.
Kind of feels like Michigan is now, though.
Maybe, yeah, like a Palestinian
state of Michigan.
Yeah, it does seem like that. Maybe one other thing you could learn is that they were given a state at one point, and they said no to it. They turned it down.
Hey, maybe there's I was thinking that it seems that there was a ceasefire.
Yeah.
Prior to them attacking.
Yeah.
And breaking that ceasefire.
Yeah.
Against Israel.
I love that Israeli comedy sketch. Where do we have that?
Oh, we
saving that for overtime?
Yeah.
It's so good. Where they're mocking the BBC.
Yeah.
And, well, we'll get into that later.
Subscribe now at blazetv.com/Pat. Use promo code FungusFree.
FungusFree.
And you'll see that today. Taking a look at the 2024 race for president, Nikki Haley
do you want to play Rashida Tlaib? We were talking about anti-Semites and her in the hallway there at the Capitol yesterday.
Before we get to Nikki Haley?
Yeah. We'll move on because we're right here in the throes of these anti-Semites on the street. You got to go to the Capitol. Look no further than Washington, D.C. and the Capitol building and Congresswoman Rashida Tlaib being questioned by the Fox News reporter.
Congresswoman, do you regret using the phrase "from the river to the sea"? It's used by terrorists to call for the genocide of the Jewish people. Do you regret using it? The White House says that phrase can be anti-Semitic. Are you anti-Semitic, Congresswoman? Are you anti-Semitic, Congresswoman Tlaib? Are you anti-Semitic, Congresswoman Tlaib?
I love it.
Are you anti-Semitic, Congresswoman Tlaib?
It's interesting she doesn't deny it.
Are you anti-Semitic, Congresswoman Tlaib?
And she goes off the phone once the elevator.
You noticed that too?
That's incredible. I used to see Lou Dobbs do that every day in New York too. Down the street.
Walking past our building.
Yeah, every day. I'd be out there smoking a cigarette, and in the afternoon, and Lou Dobbs would walk by every day with his, just like he's talking on the cell phone,
so nobody would bother him.
Were people clamoring to talk to him?
At the time, yeah, people. I mean, they said, "Lou."
So sorry. It's just I'm busy here.
It's so bad.
And by the way, I don't know if you heard this, but there was a group of pro-Israel supporters that were headed to Washington for that big rally the other day. And so their flight arrives from Detroit, gets to Dulles, and the charter bus company reportedly found out why they were there in the city and decided that, all of our bus drivers are sick, so you have to sit on the tarmac.
What?
But you can come off the plane now and get on these buses. Oh, no, actually, these buses aren't for you. You need to get back on the plane. 11 hours they sat there on the tarmac. That is anti-Semitism in action. Oh, I'm sorry, we're sick. We can't take you to the pro-Israel rally.
Wow.
It's everywhere. It is shocking.
I don't understand it.
No, I've never understood it.
I really don't understand it. It doesn't make any sense to me whatsoever.
Yeah. Why do you hate Jewish people? Why? And they do. They apparently do. There's a good segment of society that does.
Yeah.
It's bizarre.
It sure is.
All right. Let me tell you about Real Estate Agents I Trust. What you need when you're selling a home or buying a home or doing both because you're relocating, what you really need is a really good realtor because they'll help you navigate all of the stress and relieve that stress from you. They know what buyers are looking for. They can give you the really good advice you need when you're trying to decide, do I change the flooring? Do I change the countertops? Do I repaint the house inside and out? What do I do that I'm going to get my money out of? What is worth doing right now? That's where a great realtor comes in. Glenn started this company a few years ago because he dealt with all the nonsense that comes with buying and selling homes. And so that's why his team really carefully vets these people to make sure that they're the right agent in your area for you. Just the best that there is. So go to realestateagentsitrust.com today. You just fill out some information, and then we get back to you on who the realtor is in your area that's going to do the best job for you. And it's a free service that we provide to you. Real Estate Agents I Trust. The name says it all. realestateagentsitrust.com.
This is Pat Gray Unleashed.
You know who's going to fix all this is Nikki Haley. Man, is she good?
I just saw a poll this morning, some story that had her number 2, Trump.
In
Haley,
some polls,
DeSantis.
she has been. Yeah.
It's ridiculous. Yeah. And in fact, I don't know if it's going to start getting traction, but I did see this starting to make the rounds yesterday. The spelling of her name.
Oh yeah, the full name.
No.
Oh.
Basically saying she's on par with being Xi Jinping, and so this is how you spell Nikki. Nikixi.
Oh, that's
Nikki.
Awesome. That's
I like
awesome.
that.
Yeah.
I like that. So anyway, yesterday she was backtracking on what she said about wanting to identify all Americans.
Remember, she said,
on social
I
media.
want the names.
All of them. I want the names.
Mm-hmm.
Yep. So after saying all that, she went on CNBC and said this.
We need our social media companies to verify everybody so that we can get all of those.
You're not really saying that people can't tweet anonymous. I mean, but that's bad enough because you see what it's doing to our kids and bullying and everything else.
Do I think life would be more civil if we were able to do that? Yes. It's the same reason why I think doxing, you should stand by what you say. But no, if you can have anonymous, I don't mind anonymous American people having free speech. Okay. What I don't like is anonymous Russians and Chinese and Iranians having free speech. How would the conversation?
Not what you said yesterday.
No, it isn't. And we're trying to walk that line now.
And I would love to know how she would implement that. How are you going to make sure that we know exactly who is behind the Russian bot accounts, but we don't know who's behind the American accounts? She stepped in it big time yesterday, and her donors, it'd be interesting to see how they react to this because, I mean, she's the swamp candidate now.
Yeah.
It's going to be interesting to see how they react to this.
Meanwhile, her rival, one of her rivals, Ron DeSantis, was on with Glenn yesterday.
Nikki Haley the other day said that she wanted verification of everybody who was on social media and open access to be able to see the algorithms. What is your thought on that?
So forcing disclosure of names and registration, that's what China has done. China did that recently. That is totally inappropriate for the United States of America. I mean, Glenn, we've lived through this age of cancel culture. You can lose your job if you're a conservative. You can have things done to you. There's a role for anonymous speech. The Federalist Papers were written anonymously by Madison J. and Hamilton. That's a long tradition in our country. But what it would do, I think, is open the door for a social credit system. She is somebody I think is in favor of things like a central bank digital currency. I oppose central bank digital currency. In fact, I've signed legislation in Florida prohibiting the use of CBDC in our state because I think the Fed may try to do it unilaterally. They do not have the authority to do that. Congress, if they did it, I don't think they would. I think that would trump our state law. But anyways, I've said as president on day one, CDBC dies. It's dead. We're not doing it in the United States of America. So this is something that is totally unacceptable. I just think it shows you don't know what time it is if you're trying to saying that we need your names on all this stuff. So I wasn't surprised she said it because I think that's just who she is. But it was totally out of bounds of what would be acceptable in the Republican Party.
Yeah, I didn't even think about that yesterday, this being part of a social credit score. He's absolutely right. This is
dangerous territory.
It sure is, man. And it just flows naturally from her.
It does. Yeah.
She's a big
government person.
Yeah. She's part of the swamp. Of course it does.
Apparently she's always been a big fan, too, of Hillary Clinton.
This is going around.
And it's starting to show right now. Watch this.
I often say that the reason I got into politics was because of Hillary Clinton.
Hillary Clinton, you write about her being a big inspiration for you.
I went with my friend Eleanor Kitzman to a firm and leadership program where Hillary Clinton was speaking. And I walked out of there and I said, I'm running for office.
It often takes a woman to get the job done.
Just saying, sometimes it takes a woman.
Look at that logo.
Wow.
Somebody
that's
changed
great.
the Hillary logo and
to
made
Haley.
I mean,
What? Oh no. We can be.
What do you mean?
She
Nikki
was
apologist.
inspired. That's good. She was inspired.
Do you think that maybe she
serve.
leans on the female card a little too often, especially in the debates?
Yeah.
Well, those damn women. I mean, every time you turn around, that's what they're leaning on. I'm a woman. I'm tired of it. Actually.
And of course, she at the debate, she accused Vivek of having a problem with women.
Oh yeah, and then now this interview yesterday too. Watch that.
What happens? He comes out of the gate. He hits the female chair of the party. He hits the female anchor on the platform, and then he hits me. And I'm not saying anything.
I ain't saying, I'm just saying.
But he might have a girl problem. I'm just saying he might have a girl problem.
Oh, shut up.
Oh, she's pathetic. I really don't like her. I really don't like her. Wow.
How about on immigration? I bet you like her on that.
Oh, she's really good on immigration.
Okay. Let's see.
When it comes to legal immigration,
Legal.
it's a broken system. It shouldn't take someone 10 years to become a citizen.
Okay.
That's true.
But that's not our
what we
biggest
need
problem.
to do is reform it. So for too long, Republican and Democrat presidents dealt with immigration based on a quota. We'll take X number this year, we'll take X number next year. The debate is on the number. It's the wrong way to look at it. We need to do it based on merit. We need to go to our industries and say, what do you need that you don't have? So think agriculture, think tourism, think tech. We want the talent that's going to make us better. Then you bring people in that can fill those needs.
Well, part of that's true.
Yeah,
but we do some of it.
We do that.
Yeah.
I mean,
but
they killed Trump for doing that.
it's not a merit-based system, though, that we're using right now. We're just, it's ollie, all come
line.
free. Just get in line, come on in, and we'll work it out
Right,
later.
but they killed Trump for that, for using the help at Mar-a-Lago and stuff like that, right?
Yeah.
Because with I forget what I don't remember what they call it.
I think the first
some
step.
kind of blue card or yellow, whatever it is, some kind of card.
Mm-hmm.
That you're here just to work.
I think if you're running for the Republican nomination, maybe the first thing you do is you
Secure the
concentrate
border.
on locking the border down. Then
There's
we'll
an
make a
idea.
plan. Don't put your plan forward because you're never going to make a deal in D.C. and get what you want if you're doing it at the same time.
Absolutely.
Yep. That's the thing. Let's deal with first things first. And first, you got to stop the leak. It is, I mean, the leak has burst wide open. The pipe is pouring water, and you got to do something with that.
Right now.
You know, if you start mopping up the water that's pouring out on the floor, you're not going to get anywhere because the water continues to pour.
I see. That sounds dumb.
So maybe fix the pipe. Then you clean up the mess.
Then you get, okay.
Seriously.
Write that down.
It's the first thing we should be doing is securing the border. And the border is not secure right now. All right, we're going to talk to Glenn about the covenant coming up next.
Wray Unleashed.
Pat Gray is here on the Blaze Radio Network.
And we are joined right now by our friend, Glenn Beck.
Oh, I've heard of this guy.
Traveled clear from the other studio. And
you might have seen my name at the bottom of your check.
Oh, yeah.
Might have.
How are you?
That's
guys?
you, huh?
Possible.
Okay. Yeah.
So you're doing something special today.
Yeah, something I don't think has ever been done.
Certainly not on radio.
Not on radio ever. Pat, we've talked about renewing the American covenant. We are a covenant nation.
Mm-hmm.
Pilgrims did it. John Winthrop did it. George Washington did it.
Abraham Lincoln.
And then we kind of forgot about it.
Mm-hmm.
And, at the Civil War, we lost every single battle except for one until Gettysburg.
Yeah.
Gettysburg is where Lincoln said he became a Christian. And he was driven to his knees and he said, whatever you want. And God said, free the slaves and repent from this.
And nobody thought that was the right thing to do.
Nobody.
Yeah. None of his friends,
Forever.
no one in the cabinet.
Yeah.
No, I mean, he was getting serious
hammered.
pushback
And remember, he said at the time, even if all of the treasure
all of the wealth, everything that this country has produced has to be piled up in one giant pile, and every bit of it needs to be paid for in blood. So be it.
So be it. Yeah, even if we lose the election because of it, it's the right thing to do, and we're going to do the right
even
thing.
Even if we lose the war,
Yeah.
God, he said, God's judgment will be just.
It's a lot like the way I feel about, and I think you do too, the abortion situation. It's a lot like that. People are complaining that we're losing elections because of it. I'm sorry, it's the right thing to do. If we're going to die on a hill, this is a pretty good one to die on.
Last night's TV show is a must-watch. Last night I showed you what they're saying to the Russian people, Vladimir Putin and Alexander Dugin. Dugin is now, he's made an alliance. He's the guy who made the alliance with Iran. Okay? They both countries are talking about the apocalypse, the end of days, and the Antichrist. And when they talk about the Antichrist, Iran says that they are the ones holding back the great Satan. We are the Antichrist, to them.
Yeah.
And they're holding back the great Satan. That's the same thing that Vladimir Putin is now saying, that they are fighting this war to save the world from the great Antichrist.
It's not interesting. Isn't that interesting?
Well,
you know, I remember when I used to hear about the Antichrist growing up and as a young adult. I always thought it would be obvious. I always thought, okay, they're going to know, and you're going to be offered the mark of the beast, and you'll either take it or you won't because you want to be on God's side or you don't. I never believed in those days that it would be this subtle and this hard to ascertain what is the mark of the beast, who is the mark of the beast. It's all subtle. It's all done as if it were for our benefit. It's all done based on our security and your freedom. And this is going to make your life easier. And I'm leading you down the right path here. This isn't about evil. We're not evil. They are. I mean, they've just flipped everything, as Isaiah 5:20 talks about.
Quite honestly, I think we have too. I mean, I don't think our government is clean.
Oh,
right.
I mean, our government.
We see that every day.
You know, our government is doing all kinds of things that I think are that is absolutely evil.
100%.
So I think there might be several antichrists, if you will, that are preaching things that are anti-Christian, anti-Christ, and our government may be one of them. But our people are good, and that's what the covenant is about. And the covenant, I have wanted to do this for years, and finally it was, I don't know, in August, and I'm hearing him again yelling at me, "Why aren't you doing the covenant?" And I'm like, okay, I'll find a place to do it, and we'll try to gather, but I got to try to gather a lot of people to do it. And that's when he said to me, like, just a dummy.
You have a gathering.
He's like, why wouldn't you do it where you have 12 million people every day, you
have
dummy?
a gathering.
And I'm like, okay, all right, I was stupid. So we're doing it today. I don't know how many people are going to do it. I recommend that you read it. It's going to be posted at glennbeck.com. It's already there if you've been doing our 40-day and 40-night challenge or our 15-day road to the covenant. But it's a serious deal. You know covenants, that God makes covenants, and it's not to death do us part. It is generational, and it is
eternal,
yeah. And you pay for it, and we're paying for it right now. We are paying for our walk away from the covenant. I'm going to tell the story of King Josiah today too, about how, and I didn't even realize this, when King Josiah's dad dies. He's an evil king in Israel. He's 8 years old, and by the time he's 18, he says we have to clean up all the holy places and everything else and rebuild because they had fallen in disrepair. And one of the workers finds a scroll, had no idea what it was, passed it to the king's secretary. King's secretary wasn't very interested and said to the king, hey, we found this. Do you want to read it? He said, sure. It was the first 5 books of the Bible. They had lost the Torah. They didn't even remember the Torah. Okay? And Josiah said, this is our Constitution, and I've never even read it. And he's a guy who renewed the covenant again.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Isn't it also interesting that on the day that you want to do the covenant, you've pretty much lost your voice?
Yeah, it's weird, isn't it?
Isn't that interesting?
Yeah.
Huh. Have you felt under attack leading up to this?
Me?
Yeah.
No.
No.
You've never
not.
felt anything like that.
No, that's silliness. I withdraw the question.
Thank you.
So, do I need to do anything?
Yeah, stay away from the covenant.
Yeah, you'll mess it up for us.
No, you won't mess it up. You'll be vaporized. Like I said, you have to promise to live the covenant. So,
okay. So it's not something you just do and we say, "Yep, we're with you, Glenn. You do that." You're saying that it takes a personal commitment as well.
Yes.
Yeah. Okay.
Yes.
Huh.
And it's
weird.
It's a big commitment. It's a big commitment.
And on the website, do you talk about what kind of commitment it is and how you make that commitment?
Basically, it really is that you will just live the 10 Commandments. You will live like a good, decent human being. You will value love and mercy and charity. You'll obey God's laws, and you will commune with him. And in exchange, we ask him to be our God and forgive our sins and the sins of our country. That's the biggest thing. We have to be forgiven of the sins of our country. Because I think we've committed quite a few. 63 million easy ones come to mind.
Yeah. And again, Jeffy, this is something you want to stay away from because it's a serious commitment.
Well, I mean, you have to stop deporting all those babies.
Yeah.
That would be a first step.
Well, that's if you believe they're babies, but okay. I mean, it's just... Thank you. I appreciate it. I'll stay away.
Yeah.
No, don't. Don't stay away.
So there's also... we've got this David DePape, and I can't remember if he pronounces it DePape or DePape, whatever. The guy who attacked Paul Pelosi in his home. This is also interesting as we're leading up to this Covenant Day, that you're being blamed for him attacking Paul Pelosi now. Yeah. That's also interesting.
Yeah, from the stand, from the witness stand.
Because
he testified that he learned all of his crazy things by listening to my show.
He said he mainly watched YouTube videos and listened to podcasts from the likes of Tim Pool, Glenn Beck, and conservative media outlets. Described his worldview as taking up a battle against a sinister cabal of government officials, celebrities, and pedophiles, driving the country to ruin, echoing baseless QAnon diatribes. Now, you've never pushed QAnon diatribes. You've never pushed pedophile basement thing in the pizza joint in D.C.
No, we looked
never
up
been a part
all
of
the
that.
things. We looked up all of the things that he said he learned from my show. Never anything. Never a word to the positive of any of those things. We did say things like, Adam Schiff is lying, but that's not a conspiracy theory.
No. That's provable.
That's all provable. Everything we said, we looked it up. We went through the archives. We went through all of the transcripts and searched nothing. And yet, somehow or another, he's come to believe that I'm the guy.
Well, and he cried. And you don't do that unless you're really sincere. And so obviously,
or you're just crying for ratings.
I hate people like that.
Oh, don't you hate people?
Yeah. Oh man. But crying on the witness stand, I guess, is proof to everybody that he's telling the truth about all this. It's really pathetic.
It sure is.
Now they're going to use him. As an attack.
Yes, as a battering ram on you.
Yeah. And people like me.
Yeah.
Like you.
Yes.
By the way, did you see the FCC did vote that rule in yesterday? They now control the internet.
Yeah.
They control the internet.
It's chilling.
chilling.
Well, they're not. I mean,
all for equity.
It's for us. It's for the betterment of the people, right?
Right.
Okay.
Right.
Wait a minute.
That's the thing.
I can now say what Bill Gates said years ago. He said, early 2000s, I don't think I could have built Microsoft with the regulation.
Oh, no doubt.
You know what I mean?
Oh, yeah.
I could not have built the Blaze with the regulation that is coming.
No way.
It's over.
No way.
And by the way, maybe the attention you're getting from the witness stand is going to encourage people to check out your show today, beginning at 9 a.m. Eastern.
Oh, I know. Everybody in the government will be listening.
And then they will hear the covenant talk.
Hopefully.
See how the synergy works here?
Right. The Lord can take that, take all the abuse, take all of the attacks, and turn it for your benefit.
You know how angry you are when you look at these congressmen, police officers, anybody, presidents who do things that are against the Constitution. You're like, you took an oath. Where are you on your oath?
Right.
This is just a different kind of oath.
Yeah.
This is to protect and defend the Constitution of the United States. That's what they say they do.
Pretty simple.
And defend it. And ours is to protect the truth and the Word of God and make sure that God's not chased out of our lives, that we restore him not just with us, but it's critical. It's with our children as well.
All right. So this all begins top of hour 2, right?
Yeah. We do the actual covenant at the bottom of hour 2, explain it at the top, but we'll be talking about it right out of the chute, too.
All right. Thanks for doing this.
Yeah, thank you.
Awesome. Hopefully this gets us back on track. All right. Let's be real. We all know that owning a pet is expensive. If you ever have to take a pet to the vet, I mean, it adds up quickly.
And it runs.
My daughter just had a problem with the cat. I think I talked about this a while ago.
You did.
It was a very severe problem with the cat.
That was not good.
Someone fell on the cat's head, and it was just a teeny little kitten, and it's just so sad.
Was it though?
Say what? Yes.
Oh my
It
gosh.
was not funny.
You are not laughing at that.
Oh my gosh. It was
Who
so.
invited him in here
I don't
on
know.
a Thursday?
I don't know.
It's Thursday, Pat.
Right?
This is a sacred day for us.
That's probably why we scheduled this particular commercial for Thursday, because he wasn't going to be here.
Right. That's like our
Right?
day to catch our breath between Jeff visits.
Anyway, the cost analysis was like instantly $4,000 or $5,000. Well, my daughter didn't have that kind of money. So pet insurance is where, this changes everything for you. Whether you have a dog or a cat, Embrace Pet Insurance offers customized plans for your pet's exact needs. Vet prices have increased by 33% just in the last year.
Oh, yeah.
So with Embrace Pet Insurance, you can visit any vet or emergency clinic. And if you have multiple pets to insure, you're eligible for a 10% multi-pet discount. Here's what one Embrace customer said. Embrace made such a tremendous difference in my life. I could make decisions for my dog without thinking about my own needs. That's really important. I could give him whatever the vets suggested he'd need, thinking only of how to best help him. It sounds like that's not a thing. It shouldn't be a thing, but it is.
Yes, it
you
is.
have to make that cost analysis. It's part of it. So every part of this process will be easier. Getting a pre-existing condition, screening, to making claims, to being reimbursed, and everybody you speak to at Embrace will be compassionate and professional. My advice: get coverage early and get it from Embrace. It was not just a good financial decision, but the most humane and caring one you can make. Don't wait for the unexpected to happen. Join the massive community of pet owners who trust Embrace Pet Insurance to protect their pet. Go to Embrace Pet Insurance, embracepetiinsurance.com/unleashed. Sign up for pet insurance today. Make sure you go to embracepetiinsurance.com/unleashed, or else they won't know I sent you.
Pat Gray, Unleashed.
Got some tweets here. Malicious Meanderer. Is it Groundhog Day? I wake up late, turn on the show, and Jeffy is on again? Must be Groundhog Day. That's right, woodchuck chuckers. It's Groundhog Day. Let's see. Eric the Anonymous Pathead tweets, protest asking for peace that leads to violence.
Right.
Seems counterproductive.
Yeah, it does.
Everything about the pro-Palestinian thing seems counterproductive
yes.
and counterintuitive and stupid. High Plains Stranger, the girl protesting the war wasn't wearing a hijab over her head, nor a Jeffy Mumu. If she tried that in front of Hamas, she'd be set on fire, stoned, and possibly beheaded.
Huh.
Isn't that the ironic truth?
It sure is.
They're so stupid.
Oh, my gosh.
They don't even understand that.
Numbskulls. I'm a lickin' butter. If the FCC ran the internet, they could just require everyone to have a license and government-issued login ID. Then the interweb would be safe and hate speech free.
It's coming.
But that would never happen.
Oh.
Speaking of hate speech or hate crimes, you know, the 15 black teenagers that attacked and beat to death a 17-year-old white kid. Police said there's no evidence that that was a hate crime.
Is that actually a quote from them now?
Did they kick him to death with love? Is that what it was? I guess with tenderness and care.
Yeah.
They beat the kid to death. What do you mean? There's no evidence of a hate crime.
I'd seen that they were investigating it, but I hadn't seen them actually comment that there was no evidence.
There's no evidence. We don't know that was a hate crime.
Oh, my gosh.
Are you serious? If that was 15 white kids beating to death and they should be charged with a hate crime, with a racial incident, if that happened, and they'd be talking about that everywhere, every day.
Yes.
Barely gets mentioned in this country. It happened in Las Vegas the other day. And have you seen it once on CNN or MSNBC? You probably don't watch CNN or MSNBC, but we have it. We're monitoring it every morning. I have not seen a peep out of them about it. Not once. It's amazing. It's amazing. Mr. Sean's tweets, Glenn telling Jeffy to stay away from the covenant has been the funniest thing I've heard this week.
Safety tip for America.
From Jimmy Dimples, with DeSantis against a central digital currency, maybe he could come up with his own coin for the Free Republic of Florida.
Oh. Okay.
Another little plug for the national divorce that we keep kicking around here.
I know.
Mother Stink Eye. As a woman, a natural-born female, I have a girl problem with Haley. Smallmouth Bass. I don't have a problem with women. I'm rather fond of them. I do have a problem with Nimrata and chicken hawk rhinos and neocons.
Yeah, everybody wants it both ways, right? We have to have the women doing the hosting. We have to have the women running for office. We have to have the women in charge of these huge corporations. But when you attack them,
right,
you can't attack them because they're women.
Yep. Right?
Insulated.
That's right.
No,
that's right. I know.
It's not the way it works.
Now, here's a Nikki Haley. This is interesting because she tweeted back in the summer of 2020. I mean, is this terrible? I don't know. It's just a little bizarre that she would put things this way.
Interesting word choice, yeah.
It's important. Let's read this part. It's important to understand that the death of George Floyd was personal and painful for many.
Okay.
In order to heal, it needs to be personal and painful for everyone.
That's a weird phrase. Why?
It is.
Why
it
do
is
we
strange.
Need pain?
I mean, no matter who was killed, it would be personal and painful, right?
Sure.
We feel bad about that for everybody.
Yeah, of course.
But it's just playing into that mindset again. And the guy, we should probably mention again, George Floyd was not killed by the police officer. The autopsy confirmed that he died from fentanyl.
Which is what they said.
Fentanyl overdose. They did say that at the beginning, then it went away. And then they did the autopsy. And the guy ignored the fact that, oh, yeah, by the way, he wasn't suffocated with the guy's knee. Wait,
none of that matters.
Doesn't matter.
None of that matters.
Does not matter. If they set that guy free, the country would be on fire again. Now, it's not a reason not to set him free, but that would happen. All right. 888-900-3393. Pat Unleashed on Twitter. Cher and Barbara Streisand have both said that they're going to leave the United States of America if Trump is elected president again. Gee, wouldn't that be a shame? There they are.
+2 for Trump. That makes him a more likable candidate.
It sure does.
Yeah, what's interesting, Streisand. I had this actually in the Fat Five today. Because I Fat Five just focused on women today, and Barbara.
Is that
and
because
Cher
you hate
were part
women?
of it. Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay.
And she was hawking her book, obviously her 900-page autobiography. My Name is Barbara, with Colbert. That's where she said it. Yeah, this is them. The thing is, she couldn't even bring herself to go on Colbert's show. She made him come to her for this interview. It was just agonizing. And she said, I can't live in this country if he becomes president.
Good. Beat
bye.
it. Like that's a punishment to any of us? Like we care?
I know. See you later.
Who cares?
You said you were going to leave in 2016 too.
I know.
Go.
And you didn't. So beat it already.
And Cher was doing it was an interview with The Guardian, I think, where she said, I almost got an ulcer the last time. If he gets in, this time I will leave the country.
Good. Again.
Go.
Do it. And take Cher with you.
Those two have just made Trump that much stronger in the polls.
Yeah, no kidding.
How many people are going to see him like,
good. Another reason to vote for Donald Trump.
Go.
Tell you what, if it happens, I will help pay your moving costs. Okay, we'll raise a fund.
I got news for you. They don't need our help to pay for anything.
They don't, but just in case, I'll help out paying for your move.
You may very well have another option at president.
Oh, yeah.
Coming up.
Tell you about that in just a minute.
This is Pat Gray Unleashed.
All right, let me take a minute and tell you about Pure Health. If you're ready for a health revelation that could change your life, listen to this. In the modern age, it's more important than ever to take care of your liver. You probably ask yourself, why? What's the deal with the liver? I don't even know why it's in my body.
Pretty good question.
Your liver's a powerhouse. It does a bunch of key functions that greatly affect how you look and feel. It includes weight management, energy levels, cholesterol, hormone health, and brain health.
Your liver or everyone's
Everybody's liver.
Okay.
Not just mine. Right. That's everybody's liver. So if you were to add up all the residents of South Carolina, Indiana, Massachusetts, Arizona, Virginia, Florida, and Texas, you'd still not get to the 100 million Americans that have sluggish fatty liver. It's kind of an epidemic right now. So do something about it. Go to Liver Health Formula and try this product. Liver Health Formula, an all-natural supplement packed with clinically proven botanicals that help you recharge and protect your liver. By going to my dedicated web page, you also get a free bottle of nano-powered omega-3. That's a total discount of 64%. So you won't find this offer anywhere else. Order it today at getliverhelp.com/Pat. That's getliverhelp.com/Pat.
Pat Gray is unleashed.
So the big rumor right now in Washington is that Senator Joe Manchin is going to run for president. They keep asking him, and he keeps not necessarily denying that he's going to do an independent campaign.
Well, that's he's supposed to go on some big bus tour with the wife, right?
Yeah, but that's the movement to the middle. That's a movement.
Right.
That's not a campaign. It's a movement
in the middle.
In the middle. Yeah,
that's awesome.
Man, people cannot wait to vote for Joe Manchin.
And that's
am I right?
And that's the thing. It's like a wildfire. and
It is.
it's
It
spring,
is.
and so it's good that he's going to go.
I'll stop by for a free hot dog when he stops into town with the movement to the middle bus.
The movement in the middle.
Movement
in
the middle. Yeah, it's a movement in, not to.
Not to.
Right.
Okay.
He's already in the middle.
Yeah.
So he's not going there.
He's a movement. He's a movement.
He thinks that the middle is where it's at. That's where most Americans are, and that's why he's going to win if he runs. I think he's sadly mistaken on that, but here he is.
Okay.
Let's talk about your future, because obviously you are facing a big decision. Can you take us inside your thinking right now? Are you seriously contemplating a run for the White House?
Here's what I'm seriously contemplating. I've said this very clearly, but people always want to say, well, are you going to run?
Right.
I'm going to do everything in my power
to
make sure and mobilize that moderate, sensible, common sense middle. That could be a center left, center right. So it could be a person who is involved in the grand old party forever.
Could it?
But they basically say, well, you know, my Democrat friends over here, the old blue dog Democrats, the middle's gone. There's not many of us centrists left. And if I can reinvigorate that, and I said, I will do everything that I possibly can. I'm totally, absolutely scared to death that Donald Trump would become president again. I think we will lose democracy as we know it. And my reason for saying you can't normalize this visceral hatred, calling people names and attacking people. You can't basically think the only fair election is the one you win. And the only laws pertain to everybody but you. That's not the country we are. That's not how we became the country. And I'm afraid that Joe Biden's been pushed too far to the left.
Thank you.
Can he come
At least
back?
you got
We'll
that
see.
sense right there.
But the bottom line is that's not the Joe Biden that we thought was being elected to go that far left.
We knew.
I want to delve into all of that with you about former President Trump and President Biden. Before we get to them, I do just want to stick with what your thinking is right now, just to clarify, just to put a fine point. I know you haven't made any decisions. But are you considering running for president?
I will do anything I can to help my country.
Is that a yes?
And you're saying,
It's
does
a
that mean
yes.
you would consider it? Absolutely. Every American should consider. If they're in a position to help
Every
save the
American
country,
should consider
I think we're on the
running for
wrong course.
president. All of us.
So I will do
every
everything
one of us.
possible.
No, not Jeffrey.
Now, there's a lot of good people out there. I hope I can motivate. And a lot of
He needs to
capable
become
people,
Pope.
confident.
That's why.
But they've just
Okay, I
given
can't
up.
take any more of Joe Manchin.
Can I just say, like,
Oh, man.
is it just me, or I'm just getting his voice is too relaxed?
Well, he's in the middle. Keith.
But if things are this bad
it's a
for
movement
America,
in the middle.
I need a little more sense of urgency. No, look, we're going to be okay. In the middle is where it's at.
Right.
Bro, I mean, you're not selling it.
No, he's not. Well, he
that
sucks.
could be right. That could be right of center, right in the center, left of center. Either way,
or either whatever.
Either way.
Yeah, whatever.
Right there in the middle. Mm-hmm. This whole thing about Trump is absolutely agonizing. Are we not seeing what's actually happening to America as we speak?
Mm-hmm.
I mean, there's a new dictator in town, and his name isn't Trump.
No, it's Joe stinking Biden.
Right.
A lot of people say it's Joe R. Biden. It's not. It's Joe stinking Biden.
A lot of people call him just Lunchbox Joe.
A lot of
a lot of people do, but we don't. 'Cause
Middle
that's not his
America
name.
Joe, Lunchbox Joe, Middle Class Joe, Joe the douchebag. That's what I call him. Joe the dementia-riddled douchebag.
That works.
Yeah, that does
works.
Work. That does.
I mean, it's unbelievable to me. They released the video of that one testimony and with that Trump's former attorney, where she said that the boss is not going to leave under any circumstances. We're just going to stay in. That's what this Jenna Ellis told prosecutors about Trump. Well, okay, so they released a video on that because it didn't. So she heard from someone who heard that something that didn't happen was going to happen, and that's why we hate Trump. Okay,
weird.
I don't understand. I really don't understand it. The hatred of, well, I mean, he's had the hatred for him forever, but the ruination of the country, he's going to take over everything. That's already being done.
What was interesting, though, do you remember at the beginning of 2015, before he announced, people were all over him, including Joe and Mika. Do you remember that? They were best friends with Donald Trump. They loved him. But as soon as he started making strides, man, they completely switched. And then all of a sudden they hated him with a poison that was really ugly. Really ugly. And so a lot of the left loved him.
Sure did.
They did. They thought he was great at getting things done in New York, and they used to talk about that all the time.
Yep.
You know who needs to cut through all this red tape is Donald Trump.
He's a businessman.
Yeah, right. But not now. Not now. He's the worst person alive now. So he's got that going for him.
He does. It's always good to have that going for you.
Isn't it, though?
It is.
Yeah, it's nice. This is also fun. The Stop Oil protesters, and one of them, we were talking about how bad green energy solutions are for the environment, how green vehicles are adding a lot of strain to our electric grid, and then the batteries in these vehicles are
green solutions,
harming the environment.
More harm than good.
They're toxic, and rare earth mines devastate places like Africa where children are working in deplorable conditions.
We're fixing that, though, because was it Exxon that just made a big deal in Arkansas to start having their lithium mined or taken care of in Arkansas?
Oh.
So
okay, so it's going to be fixed?
A big percentage of lithium is going to come from Arkansas now, so it's fixed.
So now we're done.
Good. Okay. Well, somebody sent us a video of what a turbine blade graveyard looked like in Texas before they had a mass burial.
Yeah, watch this. Look at that. I mean, it is
This
endless.
is why they should use my plan.
Endless.
I don't know why
Look
they
at
don't
that.
use my plan.
What's your plan?
You take these turbine blades and you use them as a border fence. You put them in the ground, upside every other one, upside down as a border fence all the way along the border.
Okay. So let's do it.
And you're not going to be able to climb over them.
You know
You're not
what?
going to be able to get through
Time
them.
out. I was too quick to judge. I'm actually getting behind the candidacy of one Jeff Fisher for president of the United States. I like that.
Well, every
plan,
American should run.
Yeah. Now you alluded to the Just Oil or Just Stop Oil people. You got to see this chick fall flat on her face. This is awesome. She puts the oil on the road and then doesn't remember that she just put the oil on the road. And then this is what happened.
Oh, good.
See what?
Whoa!
How's that face?
Awesome. Oh, that hurts.
Whoop! Up! Oh, no, boy. That had to hurt.
Yeah, that's a real shame.
Oh, you're dumb. You're dumb.
That's a real shame.
That is the feel-good video of the
Hate
day.
to see something like that.
Maybe don't pour oil in the street. How about that?
There's a pothole right there in that lane.
Jeez.
Okay, so
that's awesome.
You got to see this AOC AI that's going around.
All right.
It's got her really upset, and she's having it.
So it's not actually AOC, right?
No, but I mean, it's actually something she would probably say.
Mm-hmm.
But she's, I think, getting this removed from social media.
She's been trying, yes.
Watch this thing.
I just had another amazing idea. So, maybe we can study the effects of global warming from the main source of all the heat in our solar system, the sun.
Yeah.
Maybe I can convince Elon Musk, who is absolutely obsessed with me, by the way, to do something good with SpaceX and figure out a mission to the sun in order to get samples. I suggest we go at night because it would probably be too hot during the day, but we'll leave all that up to the scientists.
Leave it up to the scientists. That's not even good AI.
I thought it was
but
pretty
it's
good.
hysterical.
I would believe that was her.
Now you would.
Yes, I would.
Now, if you were
She's
listening,
I just had another amazing
if you closed
idea.
Your eyes, you'd believe
so,
it.
maybe we can study the effects of global warming from the main source of all the heat in our solar system, the sun.
Yeah.
Maybe I can convince
Pause it
Elon
for a sec.
Musk.
The only problem with this is they don't believe that's the main source of heat. They think CO2 is the main source of heat on this planet. But anyway, let her continue here.
Who is absolutely obsessed with me, by the way, to
She
do
would say
something
that, too.
good
Yeah.
with
Yes.
SpaceX and figure out a
Figure out.
mission to the sun in order to get samples.
Yeah,
I suggest we go at night because it would probably
At
be too
night.
hot during the day, but we'll leave all that up to the scientists.
Yeah,
that is so good.
But you got to leave it up to the scientists.
So good. Because they can figure out how to go at night.
Well, you got to sneak up around the backside of the sun.
Right.
She is.
That's good stuff.
I think I would probably believe that if no one set it up as AI and I'm just driving down the road.
I think I would.
Just listen to the audio.
All right, let me tell you about this great new movie coming out, or that's already come out. Hollywood has really been lacking when it comes to stories of redemption. Movies and TV shows have trended toward the anti-hero. The flawed person who makes no effort to change just becomes worse and worse as the story goes on. Well, here's some great news. The Blind, the true story of the Robertson family, is now available for purchase on BlazeTV. Maybe you've made a mess of your life. Maybe someone you love is in a dark place. Maybe all of that applies. If you or someone you know feels beyond redemption, Jeffy, you need to watch this movie. You'll see. There's always hope. Always.
So
except for Jeffy.
When I
the
feel
Blind,
that I'm beyond redemption.
Yeah, then you know that for other people there is redemption. The Blind. It takes an incredible journey through the life of Phil Robertson, giving you an intimate look at the man behind the legend and the trials and the triumphs and the values that have shaped him through the years. While The Blind wasn't a Blaze Media production, since Phil is such a big part of our Blaze family, we wanted to make sure you had the opportunity to stream it right here rather than Amazon or Netflix or wherever else. So because it isn't ours, though, we can't include it as part of the subscription. But if you'd rather purchase it and stream it here than Apple or Amazon, we wanted to make sure the opportunity was there. So act now. Don't miss this opportunity to own The Blind, a Phil Robertson story on Blaze TV. Buy it today at blazetv.com/theblind for $19.99. That's blazetv.com/theblind.
This is Pat Gray Unleashed.
Sure is. And welcome to it. Something that's not disaster related today. Have you seen that there's a new supercomputer being put together right now in Chicago?
Yeah, they just released the list of the top supercomputers, right?
In Chicago?
Yeah.
Is it bulletproof?
I hope so.
I've not heard of this.
I hope so.
Okay.
But it's the most powerful supercomputer in the world coming to life right now. It will be able to analyze connections inside the brain and help design batteries that charge faster and last longer, develop drugs, because here's the thing.
Be good.
It's called Aurora, and it is capable of 2 quadrillion calculations per second. 2 quadrillion per second.
I mean, it's almost what a human brain could do.
I mean, this far outstrips, I would think, the capabilities of the human brain, right? I mean, I don't think a human brain can do 2 quadrillion things per second. But it's going to be used by scientists to research cancer, nuclear fusion, vaccines. Yay! Climate change.
Of course.
Encryption, cosmology, and other complex sciences and technologies. But they think that this would be able to solve some real problems.
Well, I'll tell you one thing. It better not be solving things without some equity.
Thank you.
Okay?
Thank you. Right. Let's make sure.
And they are.
Yeah,
believe me, they are.
Well, they are. That's why they're doing things like vaccines and climate change.
Yeah.
Because that's important. Housed at the Energy Department's Argonne National Laboratory, Aurora is among a new breed of machines known as exascale supercomputers. In a single second, an exascale computer can compute and perform 1 quintillion operations or a billion operations. That's a 1 followed by 18 zeros.
Oh my.
And this new one can do 2 quintillion. No. It can do 2 quadrillion. Right? So a quintillion is more than a quadrillion.
I thought that
That's
was
weird.
Right.
So the headline is a little different from the actual meat of the story. Yeah, 1 quintillion operations. That's a billion times a billion every second. That is unreal. I don't even, you can't get your head around that kind of calculating power. How is that possible? It's incredible.
Well, 18 zeros? That's how you get your head around it.
Yeah, okay. 1 and then 18 zeros.
Hello.
Yeah. That's a number you can't even fathom.
No way.
I mean, we've talked about a trillion before and what a trillion seconds represents. A trillion seconds is 32,000 years. And a trillion is nowhere near a quintillion. Because then you go from a trillion to a quadrillion to a quintillion. Jeez, that is, outrageous. It's outrageous.
And the good that will come of this computing will be miraculous, hopefully.
Hopefully. Yeah, hopefully. What they'll probably do is use it for nefarious purposes. And then, this will be the end of us.
Well, maybe it'll help us get the NFL schedule out quicker every year. That's what I'd be using it for. But
there's 32 teams, so it's really complicated.
Amazon takes care of that. Don't worry about it.
They make us
Amazon AWS takes care of that with the NFL. Don't worry about it.
Okay.
Yeah, you would think.
I'm just thinking practical purposes here.
Uh-huh. I like the fact that they're going to work on batteries that last longer and charge faster.
The charging faster thing needs to work, but you heard Elon. He thinks they're fine.
Oh, he thinks everything's fine. Yeah. Oh, yeah. So go. Oh, please. It'll go 200 miles.
You're not going to look. You're going to stop. You're going to get a coffee.
You're going to spend 30 minutes at a convenience store.
Oh, that's what I do. I roll into the convenience store.
Yeah, and you just stand there for a while.
I stretch out. I got to tour the whole place
because it's such a comfortable place to be. A convenience store.
Well, you need to make it
look
comfortable.
At the gum
That's what you need.
aisle.
You need to make it comfortable, right? You got to have little tables in a dining area, and so people will hang out there while their car charges.
Okay. Sure.
It'll be nice.
It's
crazy.
Be able to meet with some people, have some friendly conversation.
You know what? Chris would be able to answer this. Did I see something? Yeah, I'm sorry. Yeah, snap to it. Pay attention. Did I see something that said if you get a Cybertruck, you're not allowed to sell it within the first year? What is that all about?
Yeah, and then Elon will sue you for $50,000.
What?
Wait, what is that?
Because you can't sell it.
You can't sell it. Yeah, it's yours, and that's it.
Yours, right?
You must die with it. Be buried with it.
What is that? I don't understand that at all.
I don't the logic.
You can't do that. You can't
Obviously,
do that.
you can.
No, you can't.
That's part of the sign a contract. You want to buy the truck?
Contract. Yeah.
Buy the truck.
You can't resell it. It is yours forever. You must be buried with it. That's what must read.
That's not America.
No. That's why we must read the fine print.
Okay. Yeah. All right. Well, that kind of eliminates Tesla truck in my mind. Never getting one of those.
Yeah, that's a real deal. Tesla has outlined in its terms and conditions that it may sue new owners of the Cybertruck if they try to sell it within the first year.
I wonder if Glenn knows that, because I believe he was in line to get one.
Wait, so
really?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, I think he did say something about it.
He doesn't have enough vehicles, so I hope he is in line to get one, because that would be good. Poor guy. I don't even know how he gets to work.
A number of people who have signed the deal to get a Tesla truck, if they got it and wanted to sell it, they would just say, "Here's your $50,000. I'm selling my truck. I don't want it anymore."
Can you gift
back
it?
off? You know what I mean? Right.
Can you gift it?
Right.
Like, hey, here's a gift.
I don't know.
Wait, hold on. Here's a different headline. New York Post. Tesla owners can't resell Cybertruck without $50,000 penalty and banishment. What, are you not allowed to buy a Tesla after that? Is that what this is going to tell me?
He gets you disconnected. Yeah, he gets you disconnected from Starlink, and then you're dead.
What?
What are you talking about? No, I'm really looking for the answer. What does that mean by banishment?
He's done some weird stuff lately.
I'm assuming that it means that he won't, and they're not going to sell you another truck.
Yeah,
this is his quirkiness coming through.
Very.
This isn't good. Yeah, back off on that. Okay, back off.
Maybe he forgot to take medicine.
And give me back my give me back my blue check mark. I don't want to pay you $8 a month. Okay, give me back my check mark.
Yeah.
All right, because it means a lot to me to be on X all the time, and without that check mark, I'm not a real person.
Yeah, Chris, what did Pat tweet about last night?
Oh yeah, all the protesting. You were on fire, bro.
Yeah, well, you're welcome.
Yeah.
You're welcome.
You stay on top of that. That's for sure.
Yeah.
Like how many different devices around your house are you logged into?
12 at any given time. 12, but as many as 27 altogether.
That's impressive.
Yeah.
How many do you have designated just for X, just for Instagram, and
9
just for
X?
Don't forget
another
Threads.
5 Instagram, and then I only have 3 for Threads right now. But
Threads.
But they're always on and they're always logged in.
Good.
And they're always ready to start
at the ready.
being typed into so that I
like, how do you decide, like, as you're sitting around enjoying life, how do you decide what to communicate through with the masses?
It's just, it's the spirit that moves me.
It's a feel. You go by feel.
Yeah, I do. So,
you'd be sure to.
It's really hard to describe that feeling, that drives me to be so obsessed with all the social media.
Describe you. It's that feeling. To be honest,
it's probably a good thing that you don't live tweet during BYU games.
Oh my! Yeah, you don't want that. I'm trying to decide whether to even watch the stupid game against Oklahoma
this weekend. What you need to do is just record it and
watch it later.
Yes.
Yeah.
True. Or not watch it.
Or not watch it. Yes.
Or not watch it.
Like, do you want him to know the score beforehand?
No. Well, yeah, you got to find out. Did they win or not?
Yeah, you got to know the score.
Maybe not the score.
That's the point. That's what's going to make you want to watch it or not.
Yeah. Well, if I
can't watch it. I know the score. Okay.
But, if you have some Kexi cookies, that's going to make whatever football game go down a lot better.
That's a good point.
Yeah, that's true. So get the Boston cream pie. It is.
Today's. Can I still get it delivered by Thanksgiving today, though?
We can't guarantee it right now, but it'll probably still happen.
Okay.
But our mini cookies are almost sold out, too, and those are perfect for Thanksgiving to put out, when the company comes over. Go to Kexi.com, KEKSI.com. Check it out for yourself.
Hey, tomorrow we got the JFK show. We're going to explore every possibility that could be involved with that. If you
there's 5,320,000 possibilities.
The supercomputer came up with that.
18 zeros.
And we're exploring them all. So join us then.
This is Pat Gray Unleashed.